to Jacksonville rumors are starting to heat up. Jared Bell of USA Today explained that the fit may not be ideal, saying the distraction of having Tebow may outweigh the relationship between Urban Meyer and his former player. However, Tony Khan, son of Jags owner Shad Khan, and a member of the team's front office, endorsed the idea, saying, quote, obviously Urban knows Tim really well, and Tim has got a great history of winning. Urban really believes he can help us, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Shannon, are you guys laughing? Shannon, would Tebow help or hurt the Jaguars?
What's he gonna help him as team chaplain? Now,
maybe.
I have a relationship. I know Tony Khan. I know Tony Khan very well, Skip Bayless.
How is that?
We met each other. We were flying out here about 4 or 5 years ago, and we were sitting next to each other on the plane, exchanged information, carrying on a conversation. So we speak from time to time. So,
by the way, he is the chief football strategy officer for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's also, Jenny mentioned it, he's the son.
Yep.
Skip, here's a guy that's been out of the league almost 6 years. And when he was in the league, he was a quarterback. And now he's switching position. I mean, Alden Smith came back after 5 years. You think Alden Smith could have switched position and say, you know what, I want to play tight end. I think I want to be an offensive lineman. That's a great luxury to have, and that's why I tell people always, be careful how you talk to people, because you never know when you're going to ask them to do you a favor or need a favor from said people. Skip, let's be real. Tim Tebow has a hard time getting away from Tim Tebow, the professional athlete. That's what this is about. Tim Tebow has never blocked anybody except on a reverse, and he's blocking cornerbacks. Tim Tebow has never blocked a Michael Strahan, a defensive lineman, 280 pounds. He's never put his hand in the dirt and had to block somebody. This is, and the thing that bothers me is that someone that's waited their whole life is going to be shortchanged a position for why? Because the guy, the head coach, has a great relationship. He was his quarterback that helped him win 2 national championships, and he's basically going to be given a position. That's what this is about. Tim Tebow has not been able to adjust, not being Tim Tebow, the professional athlete. It's as simple as that. He's still doing speaking engagement. He's still having his gig on ESPN. That's a great luxury to have. I wish, I don't know. Fox, y'all gonna hold my job if I go out and try to do something else? Y'all gonna hold my job for me? That's a great luxury to have. But anyway, I wouldn't leave you like, me and you. Let's get help.
Well, Tim doesn't do a daily show, so.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I didn't need like about 3 or 4 weeks. I was just thinking about doing something. But anyway.
What are you thinking about doing?
I'll get back to your day.
Okay.
Skip, the Jags took, in the 5th round, Luke Farrell. And he's a blocking tight end. Skip, look, we know what this is about. This is not about the guy's ability. Because to think that Tim Tebow all of a sudden has never played tight end. And people say, well, Shannon, you moved from wide receiver. I played tight end my senior year in high school. I played tight end my sophomore year in college. So I was proficient enough. I knew what it was like to have to block someone bigger than myself. But I had, you have to adopt a different type of a mindset, Skip, as opposed to like 1 or 2 plays a game, to now I'm spending the entirety of the game with my hand in the most part. 45 of my 60 plays with my hand in the dirt.
How many times did you really try to block somebody bigger than you?
Well, my job was, Skip, look, my job was to just make sure that look, I wasn't going to, no, if you tell me out there and say, well, Shannon, today we want you to dominate Michael Strahan, that wasn't going to happen. I might steal a block here or there, but that's not what I am.
Okay.
But I had a different mindset, Skip. But, for me, I was almost a 500-pound bencher. You think Tim Tebow can bench 500 pounds? You think Tim Tebow know how to sink his hip, roll his hips? He think how to keep a wide base, keep his hands inside? When they pull, you push. They push, you pull. He knows that.
Blocking is about desire. And you did not have high desire to block people.
No. That wasn't. But I knew that was a part of my job, because early in my career, Skip, when I came in the game, everybody knew they bring nickel in. It was a pass. And so Dan Reed said, well, Shannon, you're going to have to get better at blocking because you're a tail, which means every time you come in the game, they know it's going to be a pass. So I need to be able to put you in the game, and we do something other than throw the football.
Yep.
So, Skip, we know what this is. Come on, let's be real, Skip. Nobody else is going to be able to pull this off. You're not letting a guy that's been out of the league for 6 years come back into the league and switch positions and say, yeah, he can help the team. At what? He couldn't help the team at the position that he had. Remember?
Really? Oh, I do remember. It was your Denver Broncos who were 1-4 when they threw him into the fire to get it over with. And all of a sudden they went on a roll and won the AFC West and won a home playoff game. And wait a second. Wasn't it in overtime against Ben Roethlisberger's Pittsburgh Steelers
Yeah, it was.
that Tim Tebow did this? Do you remember this?
Oh, my goodness.
Here it
Just
is.
to remind everybody, what? What? This is Demaryius Thomas. He's loose. He's loose. He is going,
Oh, my goodness.
gone. Game over. I'm on my floor in New York City rolling on the Ernestine says, what's wrong? I said, he just beat the Steelers in a playoff game.
Skip.
It's impossibly great.
They teach you now, every site, update your resume every 6
Okay.
months. Skip, that was 8, 9,
right.
that was a decade ago, and you still holding on to that.
Okay, so here's the point. This is going to happen.
Yes, I told you it
this
was.
will help the Jaguars under Coach Urban Meyer, who knows all about, nobody knows Tim Tebow any better than Urban Meyer. He knows what he brings intangibly as well as tangibly. And this will help a young football team because, number one, they need somebody at that position. Right now, listed number one on their depth chart is the immortal Chris Manhertz. You heard of him? Chris Manhertz?
Nope.
I had not heard of him either. So I looked him up. He was undrafted out of Canisius. Do you know Canisius up in Buffalo?
Yes.
It's
I've heard
a
of it.
school that used to have a football team when Chris Manhertz played there. They no longer have a football team. So Chris Manhertz has bounced around. This is his fourth NFL team. He's caught a grand total of 12 passes in his career. He's
12 more than Tebow's caught.
6 seasons he's been around. He's caught 12 passes in 6 seasons with 1 TD catch. He's listed number one on the depth chart. You just mentioned Luke Farrell. They took him in this past draft in the 5th round out of the Ohio State because Urban recruited him to Ohio State.
Right.
So Urban knows what he is and what he's not. He is nothing but a blocking tight end. Lance Zierlein, NFL.com, projecting him to be a 7th-round pick. They took him in the 5th, and Lance says he's maybe a bottom-of-the-roster or practice squad player.
What about Tyler Eifert? Wasn't he there?
Well, he's not there now. It's Chris Manhertz. So it's Chris Manhertz or bust, which is why they need Tim Tebow to do
what?
something, to be an H-back, to be a gimmick player, just to give him 6, 8, 10 snaps a game where you do try to get the ball in his hands because he is an athlete. He is a runner with the football, and he'll do anything because he is a football player. I told you, he will play special teams. And you say you're a 500-pound bench presser. I don't know if he can bench 500, but it's somewhere in the ballpark.
But
he is a strong man.
It's really not so much about how much you can bench. It's how you use that weight.
I got it.
It's how you use the technique and understand. Because you got to realize, Skip, I was only 225, 228 playing tight end.
I'll bet you Tim's 250.
Yes. But it's not the size of the dog.
Okay,
It's the size of the fight. Okay. But my question to you keep telling me about these intangibles. How do intangibles don't catch passes? Intangibles don't move defensive linemen. Intangibles don't pick up hot routes.
I don't know about that. I think they do in the end. So back in that immortal 2011 season, a guy named DJ Steve Porter, shout out to DJ Steve, wrote a song for me, and it was called All He Does Is Win. And it was such a great song and music video that he created that it won the Webby Award that year. And the point of it is my point to you. All he does is win. If you give him a chance, give him opportunities here and there with the football in his hands, magic happens. And I love Jarrett Bell. He's our friend. He occasionally joins us here on Undisputed. And Jared Bell was writing about what a distraction, what a circus Tim can cause, and that the circus would be more trouble than it's worth for Urban Meyer. I disagree with that takeaway because in the end, the circus creates momentum. It creates energy and urgency, and everybody gets caught up in the locker room in the circus in a good way. That's what happened to your Broncos. And in the final 5 minutes of those games that year that he was the starting quarterback, he led the NFL in QBR because he just got deadly accurate with the game on the line.
And the Broncos led the last 5 minutes in defense. Mm-hmm. And so we see that's what goes unnoticed.
Okay.
And
Did he not raise the level of that whole team?
Skip. So I'm just trying to tell, okay, he was that good. So he went to the Jets, he went to the Pats, he went to the Eagles. He couldn't make any of those rosters.
The reason he's hanging on to this is because nobody ever gave him a chance to win another job, to actually start a game and say, can you play or not?
No.
He was promised by Rex Ryan he would get a chance to start games in New York, and he started how many for the Jets?
No, Skip.
How about 0?
Let me ask you a question. How many teams asked him to switch positions 6 years ago, but playing tight end or switching positions was beneath him? It was beneath it. I'm a quarterback. My lifelong goal was
How
to play
would you
quarterback.
feel if you had just taken a team to the playoffs and won a playoff game and people are saying you're a tight end? How would you feel?
Hey, I'm in the
How
NFL.
would you feel?
Skip, I switched positions. I want to be a wide
What if you
receiver.
had made the Pro Bowl as a tight end and somebody told you, you know what, you should be playing right tackle? You'd say, no, I'm a tight end. I just made the Pro Bowl.
Skip, I'm trying
And
to
remember that year, Tim Tebow he came very close to making the Pro Bowl. I said he'll never make a Pro Bowl when I said they should draft him late in the first round.
They couldn't even fix the vote to get him in the Pro Bowl. You know good and well.
Well, go look it up. He came very close.
Skip, the man lost his last 4 games.
He beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in a playoff.